Is there a way of reading self-help books that will exponentially improve the impact they actually have on your life? Let's talk about this in today's video. Hello, good people of the internet. It's time for another Ask a Human Not an AI episode with Chetan Naran. I have received an anonymous question after quite a long time now, and it's a beautiful question. It's from a student of class 11th. I love when the young brigade asks me good questions. The question is, I'm a student of class 11th who loves to know about the world and self. I have never read a book except my textbooks, and now I want to read The Courage to be Disliked. Yeah. So, how should a self help book be read effectively? What a good question. If you have never read a book before outside of your textbooks, I have been in that situation. I think 5, 7 years before the time of this recording, I had myself never delved into any other books other than my textbooks. But reading books, all the books that I talk about on my website and on this YouTube channel, having read all of those books and meditated on those contents, that actually changed me almost 180 degrees. Is that the right way of saying it? 180 degrees, right? Because if it was a 360 degree, I would be back where I was. Correct. So, yes, I am quite happy that you're actually considering reading self help books, and especially the fact that you're considering to read The Courage to be Disliked, which is one of my most favorite books ever. Do let me know if I actually inspired you to read that book, because the review I did for The Courage to be Disliked is actually one of my most successful videos so far on YouTube. Yes, that feels good. For the purpose of today's video, I'll give you 3 tips as to what I think will exponentially improve the impact any self help book has on you, especially the book that you're about to read. Let's get into it. Tip number 1 would be, let this book make you more self aware. Try to understand and become aware of the parts of your own psyche that are actually resisting what is being said in this book. This is especially true for a book such as The Courage to be Disliked, because this book is full of so many potent truths about our lives, so many different objective truths about our lives, that there are different parts of our psyche, different unconscious parts of our psyche, which will get triggered when you come across this content. And therefore, your work lies not in really very deeply understanding the words that the author is saying, but rather to become aware of this part of your own psyche that is resisting those words, because that is where your work lies. For example, this guy would tell you that superiority complex is mostly just inferiority complex when you're expressing it outwardly. So someone who feels inferior within themselves, they feel the need to assert their superiority in a lot of different life situations, and that is actually what comes out as superiority complex. Now when you read this in this book and you become aware of your own actions from this particular perspective, do not resist it. Become aware of this part of your psyche that is actually resisting it. If you start to do that, if you start to practice reading this book and then meditating on that content in this manner, you will see that because you're becoming more aware of your own psyche, the next time this happens with you, you will be able to observe that this is what you are actually doing. This is what is actually, your actions are stemming out of this fear or this shame. And instead of acting out of it directly, you will at least have a little space in between it. You will become aware of this, and when you start to resume responsibility that this is a part of my psyche that I do not need to act out of, you will see that this part of your psyche actually starts to appear lesser and lesser in your consciousness. And there would be a lot of parts of your identity which in earlier life situations maybe governed your entire identity. They will start to appear lesser and lesser in your consciousness. And that is self improvement 101. Tip number 2 from my side would be, meditate on whatever it is that you're reading. I can tell you from my own personal experience, when I was reading a lot of different books and consuming a lot of different content, for me personally, the actual activity of connecting the dots between the different books, the different authors, the different videos, the different quotes, the different podcasts, all the rest of it, all of that activity would happen when I was actively meditating, when I was sitting back and meditating on my own thoughts and letting all of these things come up in my consciousness again. And I think, in one manner of speaking, meditation does for your mind what sleep does for your body after a good workout. If you work out a lot but do not sleep well, it does not give you the kind of benefit that it could have given. And it's very similar to meditation. So I would really recommend that read all of the self-help, self-improvement books that you can carry, the different videos that you can consume, but definitely meditate on all of this different content. It will be a game changer for you. The third and final tip I would want to give you is be more internal facing than external facing while reading such books. By that, I mean, do not simply just read this book and see how the life lessons that you're encountering in the book apply to other people, how other people could have acted better in a situation, and maybe that helps you feel better about yourself, that you now know better than other people. We all do that, so do not resist yourself doing it, but catch yourself doing it whenever you do. And make sure that while reading all of these different life lessons, while consuming all of these different life lessons, not just from the book but from videos such as this as well, make sure that you focus on how this applies to your own life, how you could have been better in a past situation, how you think you can be better in a future situation now. That is what matters more. So that's it. Those are the three top tips I would give to you because you're starting to read these self help, self improvement books. If you are interested in reading more such books, I have a plethora of book recommendations on my website. The link would be appearing down below in the description. And of course, you will see regular book reviews on my YouTube channel too. I wish that this book is only the start of it. And in the months and years to come, you come across such beautiful books that they change you 180 degrees. That's about it. If you need more help from my side with regards to understanding anything specific in a book that you encounter, make sure you reach out to me. The link for my Ask a Human Not an AI form is available down below in the description. And that's it. Until next time, peace out.